Lady Cat to make sure you're not getting anything.
Welcome, everybody, to Battle Pirates Crib. The link is on the right-hand side in case you'd like to join the show. It's open mic. We're going to talk about Bounty 22. And the CM Diary is a little bit more interesting. I'm really hoping for a release of Battle Pirates next week to occur during the show. I doubt it's going to happen, but it could, because I think any little hints about the upcoming pillage is going to be pretty important for everybody as far as your builds on your silverfish and whatever you're going to do with your silverfish flag, which I am jumping to the assumption will drop at that point. So let me go ahead and introduce everybody from left to right. Our expert on everything NBA free agency 2019, Mike. Okay, no, Mike. Lady Cat.
Hello.
Jeff.
Hello.
Ben. Big Ben. I guess that's what we're going for with this, right? This new picture?
Yep.
Okay. All righty. And Ozzy.
Good morning.
And again, everybody, the link's over on the right-hand side. Oh, what the hell's happening? Okay. And High Lord has just joined us.
Oh, shit. Hey, what's up? Let me turn that other thing down. Whoops.
Okay, yeah, because don't complain at me. For some reason, Hangouts has only given me the ability to increase people's volumes, not turn them down anymore. And sometimes his volume gets a little high on that place wireless mic he's got. I really wish I had a wireless mic, but oh well. Let's should we go and talk about the CM Diary, or is there anything burning people want to talk about with Bounty 22? Does anybody have an opinion on how we want to attack this?
Well, I think they did a good job with the 24-hour thing this time.
Yeah.
It allowed everyone from all time zones to at least, have a go at it.
They should have did it on Saturday. They did it on the wrong day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those flat Earth people, I think they still got screwed somehow. I'm not certain how. But it's potential for that to be an issue. That I did this from 24 hours. I don't know. I'm not sure what the flat Earth people's opinion is on, a 24-hour raid cycle type of thing. Anybody know?
Nope, I'm just wondering how many people called out sick to work that next day.
And for a change, it was the only day I had to go out.
Okay.
I got in the morning, got in the afternoon.
Okay.
But yeah, that worked. I think.
Yeah, that was the real secret, I think, to a successful bounty is being
having a day off work.
Yep. And participating in the Kicks employee-based targets. Because you're getting, if you pick your targets correctly, you were getting 4 or 5 times the payout. So
yeah, it felt good to succeed that.
Yeah. I got like 80% 2000s, a couple of percent of just 1,500. I think I got 1 or 2 1,000s, and I know 4 or 5 2,400s. So it's pretty good.
That's great.
I had an Alliance member. He got 80K the first day and didn't get touched the whole time. As soon as the employee ones went away, he's been flat since.
Yeah, well, everyone's too busy. They're getting pretty much guaranteed points for no damage.
Yeah.
I was on for 2 hours in the morning, and I had just under, I think I had 40K in the 2 hours. So if I hadn't had to go out that day, I would have smashed the whole lot in that one day, and I would have had to touch it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't. If I picked and chose the targets, Half Centaur, who we're going to get to, is sort of the lead of BP. He kept on changing his base throughout it. And sometimes his last build was quite amusing.
Oh yeah, I went into one base, and I went to do the pattern I usually did, and I was like, no, what's going on here?
Which one
I'm
was
getting
he?
hit by something. Why am I getting damaged? And then I realised you're going to start 2 heavy turrets on the outside,
He
on
was
the
the,
corner, inside, but
he was the 91.
Yeah, he was the 91, but he
Yeah,
also
the
that was
91.
annoying.
back
That
of
was
his
funny.
annoying.
that was blocked off, and then there was a hole in the back of his base.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. I didn't think that gap was there before.
No, that hole was there before. That's how you did it before. But all the
No. In the
turrets
beginning, I kept driving around the outside, and then I noticed that there was an opening up there because I clicked on the outside. I clicked to just auto it, and they all went towards this thing. And why are they going up there? The entry's down the bottom. And then I noticed that there was a hole there, and I thought, okay. So then I kept doing that, and then all of a sudden I went to do it, and I was getting hit by shit.
Well, there was no entrance. It just looked like an entrance at the bottom. There was no entrance there.
So the entry had to be at the top the whole time.
it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I just didn't notice it.
That's what we call it.
Yeah, he was, I assumed, as opposed to getting, promoted like we're going to hear later, I assumed he was going to get drug tested. So,
It was pretty funny though, throwing those 2 heavy turrets in.
Maybe he did get the drug test. That's why he's being promoted.
you never know. It's all
You're on the good stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's sharing.
Yeah. Well,
He's sharing.
I always assumed that they had in the San Francisco office, they had a vending machine that provided those sort of things. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. But then if you come in the 91, if you just come in at 12 o'clock, you were fine. Nothing would hit you coming in there. And then you could take out the heavy turret and everything else, no problem.
Yeah, you would just jump around. And, if you moused over all the heavy turrets, you could see the direction they went. The only tricky one was the one near the top. If you didn't have a basilisk, you could just pinch it and go by it.
Oh, yeah.
No damage.
Yeah.
So it was all easy. It was just sort of...
Yeah. It was amusing.
It was amusing.
Yeah. Yeah, I had 2 basilisks, so I didn't have much of a problem. I could just sneak up on them and take them out from the side, all of them.
I hit a couple, but I had no work. So, I mean, I wish they were around longer. Like I said, it's on the wrong day. I'll hit more. They were pretty fun if you found the right ones, but it's just I didn't have the time.
Oh, most of us had to work. That work. There's a lot of retirees or people out of work.
Yeah. I mean, I could have done all of the targets, except some of them, the way the heavy turrets were, it was easier just to go on to another one because it would actually take longer.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of wasting your time sitting there making sure you're not getting hit, you might as well just go and hit a lower one and get basically the same points. Because I hit an 80, what's the last one, 86. I know I was getting 2,400 for them. So I'm thinking, why am I trying to hit 129 or whatever it is, or 123, when I'm going to hit an 86 and get the same points or more points?
Yeah, I thought the points were sort of random, but the 91 was Half Centaur, the 86 is Golden Doodle. And whoever the asshole was that had the 113, it was taking advantage of the fact that the mechanics are screwed up. I still don't know who that is. I'm going to figure out who that was because if you have a normal player base, those slowdown gates, their Scourge and whatnot, they have a 25% slowdown, but they have a 75% slowdown in these targets. And so it took me like 2.5 minutes just to get through that. Because I had taken everything off because for hitting real bases, you only have a 25% slowdown. 75% slowdown is brutal.
Yeah.
So
also in the replicas, the Tempest are still the high damage jacked up.
What is jacked up?
The damage in the Tempest in the replicas is still the high damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Nerf.
Yeah, I stayed away from the 113s. I mean, I could get the heavy turrets, but it was just more of a trick of trying to stay out of the range. And it's like, nah, it's taking too long. I just go and hit something else.
Yeah, just how long it took to get through that
Yeah.
was ridiculous. If you didn't have any sort of
Yeah.
aura, you know.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
But I did
So-
find that it was a lot better. I think this was a lot better. Everyone should be happy with this bounty the way it was done, apart from when it was done. If that was an issue for people, I mean, there are people that would have had the time to do it all. But
Yeah, they'll probably look at the data and realize, okay, a lot of people hit in the first day and then they just gave up. And so maybe that will tell them something about, the points that they have for the regular your opponent's bases. So maybe not. So anything else on
That would be an easy fix. They need to jack all those up by 1,000 each level on the opponent bases.
Yeah, I think that that's what I was sort of saying is they need to increase those points because otherwise people don't want to just sit around and grind. So,
But, like, I guess Cuttlefish or somebody said, it's supposed to be a PvP event, not a PvE event.
I don't think he said that. He's kind of against. He's not saying he's against it being a. He's saying it's a PvE event, which he's not against, but it's sort of against the way they sold it.
Right, that's what I meant to.
But they've never really made it a PvP event because the structure would need to be very different to have a real PvP event because the base of the economy has always been PvE.
Right, we're the little fish.
Yeah.
Defeat
yeah,
the
but if
bigger
you're
fish.
even using the kickside bases or the employee bases, you're basically making it a PvE because it's not really a player base as such where they've got guards and everything else.
It's not the whole stealing and whatnot. It's become, I'm not really sure who likes it this way. I think, it's trying to, what's the word? It's trying to meet many masters or please many masters the way they put it together. And I'm not sure it's really pleasing anyone, but, it didn't bother me that much with the kickside bases, but it's not really, it isn't and never really was a PvP event because they never made the economy about PvP. They never put the basis of the economy in PvP, like giving people massive payouts, not having the store till the end, things like that, as opposed to having your drips, as opposed to being 1,200 or whatnot. Okay, let's make those drips 10,000, and let's not have the store until the end. So, and then up the limits and change. If they wanted to make it a PvP event, they could.
But if they made the drips 10,000, your prize wouldn't be 20,000; it'd be 200,000.
No, fuck that. No. Keep it the same price, but the whole goal is
That's
to see
what they do,
how
though.
much you can keep. How much you can keep at the end. The store doesn't open until it ends. So if you can hold on to that shit, that's great. But you're probably not.
Yeah, that's more my point. That's yeah. High Lord has what I'm trying to say, as far as you introduce the economy through these drips, or you've done what they've done a little bit with is adding 1,000 points for the people over 100, but they're adding that into the economy that way.
Yeah.
But creating the basis of the economy where all the points come from is from PvE. But this is the same argument we've been having for like almost 2 years. As far as the way they've been doing this, so it's never really going to be a PvP event. So, and I'm not sure that it ever should be. I mean, but they're pleasing a lot of masters with this approach. So, anything more on bounty per se that we should? Because everything else, well, besides the fact that the shipwrecks suck as far as payouts. I mean, 250, 250, 300, or 300, 300, 400, and you guys gotta,
And you have to sit there for all that time. Yeah.
you can sit there and watch it for 15 minutes. Well, you could be out there autoing, replica bases
Right.
and get more points.
And now I'm having the problem, Lady Cat, you mentioned last time, where they're just really hard to control, and the S is not working anymore. They'll sit there and shoot at nothing,
Yeah.
aim in random directions and stuff. It's
Yep.
like, why the heck, with a forward shooting boat, would it have trouble figuring out how to shoot? So you have to drive all 3 boats, and that's kind of hard for me anyway.
Did you ever get hit while you were on one?
Yeah, and actually won that battle, which was kind of nice.
Did you get a bubble?
No.
Yeah, neither did I.
A cooldown period.
I mean, did you get a cooldown period?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No,
Neither
it
did
didn't
I.
appear.
I should send a ticket on it, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that they say they were going to do to deal with the interceptors that they haven't done, and I haven't got a good answer as far as, is this intentional oversight or a lack of manpower in order to make these changes occur.
One thing I'm not seeing is a whole bunch of people coining to go back in and hit me again after I've knocked them off. So that means that people have gotten wise to this is just going to cost me money for nothing.
I'm still not
when it
hitting
first came out, people were hitting me right after I hit them, coining it and going back in. I haven't experienced that for the last 2 times. 2 shipwreck events. People are giving up on the let's coin and hit them again.
Well, yeah. The other reason is, as far as the value isn't there, even if everybody's going to be coining a lot on both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I want to encourage them to add more value, because the other one was for limited for resources. That you could go out and hit an SSRB for and get tons more resources. And then, like I said earlier, with this one, you could just go out and auto, 90 your opponent bases during that period of time and earn a lot more points. And not just sit there on the map, just watching to see if you get hit.
Well, I will say I enjoyed the shipwrecks.
Yeah, they're fun to play.
They're fun to play. They're cheap to repair, but you also don't want to just spend money unless you're going to get something out of it. Maybe for a little while just to have some fun, but money needs to be saved for other things, like trying to stay current in this game.
And then 15 minutes of staring at them. That's the other.
Right.
And the Battlefish, I have abandoned shipwrecks too costly, and U3 fleets rip me up. If somebody hits you with a U3 fleet, you need to file a ticket. And they aren't available. They never released enough kits to make that a possibility. So, okay. Anything more on Bounty proper? Or I can go get another beer and we can, and then we can talk about the CM Diary.
No.
Because I'm sort of, we've had 22 of these, and I'm not,
The shine is off. The gloss is off.
The shine. This is the first one I've done in a while, because of the fact that I was tired of grinding away on these, and now that I hit it because of the kickside bases.
Right. It's the only reason I started to do it.
What exactly are you doing, Mike?
Somebody's scratching.
Working?
Not me.
Sure.
I'm trying to get the stupid thing working, and I
Polishing
just put my finger on it to see if I could hear it. I'm sorry. I'm
okay. It sounds
troubleshooting.
Sounded like you were scratching fleas.
What are you polishing?
And I didn't know it was working.
Yeah, it sounds
it
like
had-
you're polishing the little knob at the end of that.
It works.
It hadn't been working until you heard that noise.
Well, I would prefer him not to be polishing his knob while we're on air. But
Yeah,
anyway.
No kidding,
I
right?
can
Save
go-
that for the app.
Yeah, save that for the after show.
Yeah.
High Lord loves
If he's doing that, I ain't on the after show. I'm telling you now. Yeah,
Oh,
I hate the
shit.
show.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
for fun.
get to the CM
All right.
Diary.
Back to what we were doing here.
All right. Anything more on Bounty, Mike? Okay.
I don't even know if it's working. I didn't do bounty.
Okay. It's working. Okay.
Yeah, it's working.
Alrighty. All right. We're gonna go through CM Diary, then we're gonna go back to Bounty just so we can get a little, whatever.
Do we have to go back to bounty?
Wow.
I like
mean,
Bounty.
Let's talk about something else.
Or light.
Okay. So basically, I'm trying to figure out why Lady Cat said it wasn't getting fixed for the Apple. But
I
basically,
didn't say it wasn't. I asked if it was.
well, it doesn't specify. So it says, they say they're going to fix it. I mean, the Apple people do think they're special.
We are.
No, you're
Oh, great.
But it says that they're going to fix it. And so, now that they have the resources to take care of it, even though they didn't break it intentionally, but they knew they were going to break it before an update. So I'm not sure why all of a sudden it's getting fixed, but 9.27, which is the next update, should be back and working.
Yay.
I think they realized how much coin they're losing from raids and that from people autoing with the app.
Yeah, and then there was stuff that, I'm like, if I had the app, I would use it just because it was easier to find targets and whatnot. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go on. All right, the July raid. Black Swarm. We're going to get to what the different targets are going to be in a second. We're going to earn two halls. The first is a specialist skirmish hall, dubbed the Suppressor.
Not the fire brat, damn it.
Not the Fire Brat, which is a huge disappointment. I mean, who out? Who on YouTube prefers Suppressor over Fire Brat?
Not a chance.
Yeah, Fire Brat, especially because it looks so much like Silverfish.
At least make it funny, like insecticide or something like that. I don't know.
We've got a black swarm, so let's just keep it with bugs.
Yeah, but what's the Suppressor about with that? It's I don't know. And it basically appears that it's not a traditional submarine, but it can deep dive and take out certain parts of the PvE targets that allow your Silverfish to come in and have a much time. And since it sounds familiar, I'm assuming this is related to the Saturn U3, the Saturn rock ring. Does anybody think anything different? The primary purpose is to penetrate the enemy lines alone.
No, it's making you use two ships. It's bullshit.
No, it sounds sort of more like either a strike or a ghost crawler.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're... Well, except for the fact that during the last raid cycle, people that had the Saturns could go in and take out the ghost crawlers and make everything else easier. And that's what I jumped to as far as the assumption.
Right, that's what it'll do. It's just how it will do it.
So this allows you to officially prep a key part of the defense of the target for you or an ally, that bring the rest of your offensive force to defeat the target and take less damage.
And still be able to blitz it.
And when are we going to build these?
During the raid.
That last line is weird because for your ally, increasing the likelihood of getting to minimum blitz. Okay, let's go to the next slide on that one because that implies that you attack it once. You're not attacking it twice. Let's go one, I think, step more and then go back.
Yeah, this came out like half an hour before the show.
Yeah. These halls are not only inexpensive to acquire, they're relatively inexpensive to build, and you only need to build one. So that's the thing that I'm sort of thinking that you maybe you only need to have 3 silver ships, a flag, and this one in there. The way it's reading at
No,
this point.
if you would bring in your single one by itself, the suppressor,
Except for you talking about blitzing it.
you'll be able. It won't count against you.
I wouldn't believe them. I don't believe
I
them.
would do what Hefe said. I would do what Hefe said. That's probably what I would do anyways. That's because that seems like how everything's going these days.
No, but what I'm saying, they would have to change all the blitz rules in order for that to make sense.
But they did. I mean, according to this, they did.
No, they didn't say that. Let's go back and see what they said.
Where they
Yeah,
said
go back. Go back. It definitely did not indicate that it would wait for your second attack.
Normally, you must defeat a target in a single attack in order to be allowed to blitz the target. When you end combat after using the suppressor, you can do a follow-up attack with a different fleet and not lose the ability to blitz when victory is achieved in a subsequent attack.
Well, I guess I should go back to English class.
Yeah. Well, thank you. 'Cause like I said, I didn't
That's not
get
how I read it.
You didn't highlight that part.
I took about 3 minutes reading through this.
Yeah, I know. We got it right.
No, I know what you did. You left it unhighlighted so we would see that.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it was
Everything else
supposed to be.
is highlighted.
You're highlighting the unimportant bits, and you were highlighting the yeah.
Well, the fact that you only need to build 1 ship, I thought that was important.
I wonder if they restrict you to be the same person, though, because now you can prep the thing for anybody. They can blitz with
That's a good point.
Now you're gonna get it complicated.
Okay, well, let's go to the next one at this point, because this will limit some amount of confusion. This is excuse me. Tier 9 Elite is we have 3 skirmish and 1 assault. Tier 9 Silverfish with flag, which we assume is going to come out in pillage, plus suppressor. So you would need to win it, build it, and then stick it. I'm not sure in that order, and not really sure how that sounded.
No, that's what they're expecting you to do.
I know, but if you re-listen to it, it didn't sound right. And then Silverfish from flag for tier 9. So you would hit tier 9 to get to tier 9 Elite. Tier 8 is Saturn Nemesis or Proto Apollo. I don't imagine that they all swim in the same waters, to be honest. And hopefully there's multiple targets. I don't even know what to think about the assault part of this. And then tier 7 is Bat Rays and Razor Tails. So really isn't what we took out of the original post by Golden Doodle. I think a lot of people assume that the highest target would be Silverfish, and that everything else is going to be assault. Is that what people that remember reading it, or?
Yeah, that's sort
That's
of
how I
what.
read. But I already demonstrated my reading skills a minute ago, so I. But that's how I thought it would be. But this is basically saying the more you're willing to coin your builds, the further up this tree you go.
Pretty much, yeah.
Isn't that how it always is?
No, I have coined minimally my entire career, and I'm not going to be doing tier 9 this time.
Yeah.
Which is the first time I've been locked out of it in
Well,
2
but
years.
you might not. If you get the flag during pillage and can get it built.
Yeah, but how?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. Hopefully they'll have tokens in there.
They haven't been doing tokens very well
They'll
lately.
do a 1999 deal. It's very predictable at this point, and I'm not in love with the way they're doing that. I'm assuming there'll be a 1999 deal to get their flag tokens or whatever they're gonna do. Upgrades. Yeah, they didn't even mention the upgrade.
And we all fell for the last one, so you know that's true.
Yeah, but you think we'll do it again?
I won't. I won't.
Some people, I'm sure.
You guys
will.
better not either. I'm going to be upset with y'all.
Y'all.
Do we need to start a pack? Yeah, you don't say y'all from up north where you live.
I'm a Canadian. I say
Hey,
you.
All right,
Better
let's.
not do it, eh?
Well, one thing that somebody mentioned in the pre-show, you noticed something missing here.
Yep,
Tell us.
the 60 sets
Yeah, the tier 6.
Well, except for the
or
fact that
40
there wasn't
set.
a tier 9s before. Then I mentioned there wasn't tier 9s before.
Yeah, is this everything inflation here? Where that's the S, the A, B, and C.
Yeah, it's
That's what it probably is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
Well, I mentioned
Well, they
that.
got to keep us on our toes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, all right.
Oh, I'm getting the willies.
We went through this one pretty much. Each target contains a certain number of. So you're taking out the ghost crawlers with the suppressor, and there's to get even more granular. Each target contains a certain number of ghost crawlers. Each ghost crawler accounts for a decent percentage of repair time inflicted. If you can knock these out with a suppressor before you send in your silverfish fleets, your repairs will be dramatically lower. So, yeah.
So there it is twice, saying that's what you got to do. Basically, it's two different fleets.
Right.
But you only have to build one. Not two
only one
fleets.
ship.
You can build one ship.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
wondering
you
if they're
just
going to
build
make it
one.
like
Just build one. Only build
Yeah.
one, folks.
Right.
you
Just one.
might only be able to build one.
Well, and it says that's their idea, that you hit the standard tier 9 first, and then claim the suppressor hull and build it so that you can hit the tier 9 elites. Of course, this all assumes that you built the flag, because the flag's required in all of them.
Yeah.
And not only have you built the flag, but you finished all your silverfish.
Yeah.
What worries me there is they said the hull is going to be cheap, the suppressor.
Right.
But yet you got to hit the tier 9 targets to
To get it.
Well, you got to earn points in order to achieve it. So
yeah, but how cheap is it if you got to do the tier 9 targets?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that is a good detail that you bring up. Like, we don't know. We can assume the sort of map, because go back one, if you could, Lady Cat.
It's all in the details.
Yeah, it's tier 8, Saturn, Nemesis, or Proto Apollo. Are we going to have something like we've seen previously, where the Saturn can do both targets, the Nemesis can only really do one, the other one's a pain in the ass?
Yeah,
And,
the Proto Apollo just dies.
Yeah, are we going to have an issue with using the Assault because you don't own both of them because of the mess they made in that last one? As far as the 110 target, and the whole thing was questionable at best.
And Vincent's brought up a good point too about how are we going to get these ranked.
I'm sure you can buy it somewhere. And we don't know, because that's one of the reasons I was asking about the PP next week, to try and get any details associated with the pillage, which is, I assume, where the steel plate, the silverfish, is going to be. So,
And most of us haven't fully built our silverfish, partially because we don't have time, but partially because we don't know what to put on it.
mm-hmm.
We don't know if there's more tech coming. We don't know if this is it. We don't know if evade's going to be important or not. We don't know if splash damage reduction is going to be important.
And we don't know how important the anti-torpedoes are going to. There's a lot of questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And armor, we don't know. Is it only one ship going to get damaged? Are they going to take damage equally? Yeah, we don't know. So, there's a lot of unknowns for this first raid, and that's fine. Most of us, we're not always prepared. Yeah, we're not always prepared for a first raid anyway. The thing is, we know we have 2 more raids coming, but now we've only got 1 more coming.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to do this all over again.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. This doesn't.
They're really going to have to rethink this, because I'm not sure I want to be on a treadmill all the time where the next raid after this is the one you get the ship for the next raid, and these ones aren't even done yet.
Right. Well, that's sort of the treadmill most of us have been on, but
they sped it up.
Yeah, they sped it up even more. They're wearing us out. So if they want to keep this game going and, have a longevity here, this isn't the way to do it.
Yeah, the treadmill can't go faster than we can run.
Exactly.
Unless what their idea is, let's see if they'll, like we already said, that $20 we spent last time that we all jumped on, and they're like, hey, that worked well, let's try that again.
Right.
And I think that's probably what they're going to do, is that $20 thing will get us back on the treadmill again.
Well, I guess we all need to rethink our spending habits, our time. How much effort do we want to keep putting into this game, and how much are they going to make us fight for it?
Well, I know everyone wants to hit top targets, no matter what. But what I see happening, one raid you're going to do top targets, one raid cycle, the next one you're not. Then the next one you might again, and back and forth.
But it depends on how much seat time that non-top target thing is. Most people aren't going to put more than 20 hours into a raid.
Yeah, if it's like the assault targets, forget it.
Yeah. It'll come down to seat time. And maybe the first raid's going to be not that important, and only people that really want everything will worry about it. And maybe we're just going to be just need to be ready for every other raid.
Yeah.
Well, this first
Isn't there
raid,
only two, though, isn't there? Did you just say there's only two?
Two
Yeah,
with
there's only
cycles?
2 in the cycle, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so by the time you get everything, you're only getting it for the second one.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's all you need. You need enough for to be on the treadmill so that you can get the stuff you need to be ready for the 2 times after that. So you're just basically missing out on every other raid.
Right. So we're the hamsters on the wheel.
Oh, so what you're saying is, okay, we'll say raids 1 and 2. So you got raids 1 and 2, and then it goes back to 1 and 2 again.
Only,
Okay.
only with the next time when it goes back to 1 and 2. Now the silverfish will be the lower fleet.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, you mentioned that the other week. Yeah, I forgot.
So
It's
the way
still
it's
early
going-
here.
Yeah, the way it's going, we'll be lucky that we'll have a tier 8 fleet for the next raid cycle.
Or tier 9, actually, because they're changing to tier 9 now.
Well, no, the silverfish are going to be the tier 8 3 months from now. We
Yeah,
might have
okay. Yeah, have them ready for by then. You won't need them. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lower target. Yeah.
And we're going to work our butts off to be second best unless we spend money.
Mm. So
But yeah.
so basically, they want us to build a fleet, really, for really only one raid cycle. Really, a top fleet for the top targets for
Top
really one
target.
raid.
What
For
I'm
really only
hoping,
one raid.
it's going to come down to the points for like tier 8. If tier 8 isn't too bad for points, then
Yeah.
the Saturn Nemesis will keep us in the next raid.
Yeah.
But if it's like being grinding B sets, it's not going to be much of a raid.
Right.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, like, we're building the best fleet we can, right? The Silverfish and whatever the other thing's called. It's only going to be useful for really one top tier raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they need to work on it.
I mean, what happened to it's a 4? We've been having 4 raids or 3, whatever the cycle is, 3 or 4, but I can't remember.
It's 3 for a while, but it was 4 last.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's given people a chance to build the fleet. At least then, I mean, I only got all my fleets done by the last one.
All blank holes should only be 24 hours. For a blank hole, 24 hours, then you start refitting. all across the board, all the way down the fucking.
Well, it's it really depends on other factors as far as what they're gonna. The blank haul is one part. It's the entirety of it. It's the release of technology. How soon we can come up with a cogent build that we like. Okay, this is something I'm going to move forward with. Right now, with the Silverfish and the Praetorians,
Breaking news.
nobody has an endpoint as far as what they're building to.
Breaking news.
What?
What have you broken?
BP next week is out.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Why don't we go to the next slide and I'll take a look at. Whoops.
I think that is it.
No, we got more slides.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have this slide.
Yeah. There's been after the move to Canada, which I don't have YouTube open to figure out if Raptor's there. Doing a crappy job, defending our northern border. As Canada moved in and stole Kixeye and took them back across the border. There's been some changes. Golden Doodle, who's been quite prominent at times in Discord, he's sort of taking a step down to sort of pay attention to BP specifically. And so he is going to go back up to where he was and be above product for all of the games. And they're going to bring Half Centaur in. I don't know if the other half is horse, person, or something else. But Half Centaur is going to be the new product lead for Battle Pirates. And then there's, at least one person that I was really wasn't surprised to see go, considering how long he's been gone off of Discord. But Robot was, the most prominent forward-facing person, but he's no longer with Kixeye. GD Scargy, Robot was in charge of PvE target design. GD Scargy was involved with PvP. Sally Sue was product. I think Dread Mango was product. I'm not really familiar with Dread Mango, but I've seen the name, but never talked to them. But I've talked to the other ones. So Sally Sue has been gone for months, but Robot and GD Scargy are new. And there's some other names that disappeared during the transition. I don't know about Wrong Thinker. He's not on this list. I don't know where he is. We just haven't. Chuck?
Wrong Thinker will be there. You'll see when you get to PP next week.
Oh, okay. All right. And Chris is going to go back to his old role of being in charge of CM and CS. And so, yeah, he did not make me the new CM. That job has gone to CM Gilly. So she is going to take over and transition in over the next 6 weeks or so. So, thoughts, whatever?
Just wow. I'll miss Robot.
Yeah.
From Discord. I mean, that's really all I know.
I like it. I like it already. They're all fucking pieces of shit, and we need some change in atmosphere and scenery, and hopefully this new person can do that.
Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I guess as far Lady Cat, do you want to switch over to the forum and so we can see Battle Pirates next week, or do you want me to copy and let me go ahead and copy and paste that into a next slide.
Okay.
Just give me a second before you you advance.
Okay.
And
I'm hoping
you might have to refresh it, but I'm not certain. But I haven't done it yet. I'll let you know.
Okay, you'll tell me when to turn the page. You can sing it too. But I'm kind of curious to see how a lady's going to do as a community manager. will people behave better, do you think, or worse, or nothing will change?
I don't know.
I think it's awesome, but she's probably a badass and she's probably cool as shit. And she's just gonna be like, you better do this shit, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. We have no idea, but yeah, it's there. I don't. You might have to refresh. I'm not completely certain, but you could advance. VP next week is there.
No.
No, you got one more.
I did advance and it's not there.
Okay. You might have to refresh in order to see it. There it is. There it is.
I myself liked Golden Doodle.
I like Golden Doodle too.
He seemed to help a lot if there was a problem. He
Mhm.
was right on it.
He at least acted like he was listening. He felt like he was doing something, whether he really did or not. I'm not so sure.
No,
But
he makes some good choices, I think.
Yeah, I think I felt good about him, even though he never gave me a puppy. But
We're not even sure what that means, but yeah.
I wanted a little golden doodle. Anyway,
I won't say it.
Yeah.
yeah, he seemed really nice. You know, where Chris was a little more standoffish. So
They have very different roles. My understanding is Golden Doodle is actually one of the top 3 people in Kickstarter at this point, in charge of product.
it'd be good. He's seen what we've been. He's seen our.
Yeah, but he realized at that point that Battle Pirates, as one of their main generators of revenue, needed special attention prior to the sale, and so he did that as opposed to an overview management thing. He spent time dealing with Battle Pirates by itself, with not the other games.
Right.
So, yeah, But yeah, he was part of the whole group that got across the border when Raptor wasn't paying attention. So yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Ben, that there's going to be a wrong thinker think on the advanced tactics for shipwrecks and interceptors. It's probably not going to be a video, but a forum post with pictures and text and explain what the targets mean, because a lot of them didn't make sense. Like, why is there green radioactive signs? I assume they meant corrosive. I don't know what they meant. So we'll get an explanation of what some of that stuff meant in the VXP targets. And then we have pillage. And oh shit, that's not even what I thought. Goes live at the end. Garrison targets have been added to the mix, and new prizes included.
Great.
Yeah.
Garrison, as opposed, I thought it was going to be assault. So yeah, that's
that could be a very good thing for Praetorian owners, or
a very bad thing for those of us that never finished our Praetorians because we had to work on other fleets.
Yeah, is the Praetorian number 1, or is the Inferno Dragon number 1? And I don't even remember what are icebreakers are number 3. Yeah, this could be interesting as far as how you play pillage.
And also, could it be a preview of what the Praetorian targets are going to be?
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
Well, if I'm going to need Praetorian targets to get the top points in pillage, I'm screwed. Because mine aren't done. I have 2 that are partially done.
And another thing, are they just adding the garrison targets to what already exists, or what are they pulling out?
I assume they would be pulling out skirmish, but I could be wrong. I mean, that was my assumption, that skirmish would be, but my assumption was completely wrong, because I thought how the raid cycles have been moving forward, I thought we would lose skirmish because that was so far back that we've already started over again with it, that it would be assault and siege. And now it is
Garrison.
garrison and
Who
some.
knows? It just says garrison targets have been added to the mix. So maybe they're the same targets with just garrison added.
Yeah, but then now you need to like get like 4 target. You know, maybe it's still 3 targets.
I don't know.
And for a set, but it was still 2 for the lower level one. So yeah, it's I don't really know what to think of all this as far as, because it threw me, because I didn't really think garrison was going to get thrown there. So
Well, the other thing that's bothering me is the last part of that sentence where new prizes include the steel plate silverfish with available upgrades. I
Yep.
want to know what the available upgrades means.
Upgrade kits and
well,
again.
no, I'm thinking like the engine. I'm thinking there's going to be maybe another armor. I'm curious.
So that's the text. So what do we do? Stop building our silverfish?
Well, you got till Tuesday.
I can work on Praetorians. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I need to do is stop working on my silverfish and wait and see.
Where's your credit card?
No,
Mm.
I'm not. I
Well,
can't.
That's
Nothing
why
should
I've
be
only
done.
really put. That's why I'm only really working on weapons.
Yeah, I put
I haven't
six.
put an engine on it
six-
yet.
Yeah,
How
no,
many?
I put six weapons and a fucking payload 3. That's it on 4 of them.
Yeah. I've got 4 going at the moment. They're fully weaponized. They've got a Gaily, what's it called? Gala on it, and
Elite
payload. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Gali, yeah.
Uh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the defense system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put one engine on one of mine. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I'm not
figured
sure
out-
what engine to put on at the moment.
Well, I'm not going to put on anymore. Because I don't know what those upgrades are, and I think it's extremely unfair that they're doing this a week before a raid.
So I reckon they might even come out with a new.
And you're
sync-
getting a flagship. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not happy with kicks right now.
I mean, they might come
have
out with an explosive.
I have to give them a piece of my mind.
They might come out with an explosive sync drive. You don't know.
Exactly.
Mhm.
We don't know.
You don't know what they'll do. Yeah.
And then we have to build a flag and refit.
There will be an explosive
Yeah.
sync. I bet you it is. It's all the same shit. It's just not here yet. But yeah, we're running out of time to put it on, so they need to give us some tokens.
Yeah, God, I hope there's tokens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think
And the armor. We're still not 100% sure on the armor. I mean, we've got that CT armor in the raid. Not the raid, the FM.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to be something that probably possibly put on. But like I said the other day, I didn't see any torpedoes during the VXP, but then I did. I zoomed in, I really concentrated, and I did see some minor torpedoes coming in.
Okay.
So, but I think it's going to, and it also depends on what those rockets or depth charges are going to deal.
Yeah. Are there?
You know, off the ships, like with the battery when we had the bat rays, it was sort of like all over the place. It was explosive and concussive.
Yep.
So it would depend on how much of what percentage of concussive and what percentage of an explosive these things deal.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very good point, and we won't know until when?
the raid.
The first raid.
The raid.
We got one more. Yeah, that's. It almost feels like it's a change of strategy from what we've seen before, where we tried to build all the way up to the raid, and then, after the raid, the last raid, we would save chests and whatnot in order to refit our ships. But it may be at this point the strategy, the way it seems now, is to wait until we see the raid, save all of those tokens, and build it for use it for the ships in that raid. All your stockpiled tokens and whatnot.
Yeah, but you can't stockpile but so many.
Well, you can stockpile a bunch of them though. You can get like 11 days.
Yeah, but not enough to build a flag and refit all our ships.
No, not everything. But I'm just saying, as far as a potential strategy, as far as
Yeah.
at
Instead
least
of,
mitigate some of the uncertainty going on with the 2-cycle raid.
Double
See,
all
the
the
other thing
storage
too-
to double all the storage to tokens, and also put a reset button on FM Tour. We get 2 sets of tokens like we used to in the past, and that would help a lot.
See, they're putting this CT armor in the FM. They could just be dangling a carrot in front of people, going, "Oh, look, we're going to be using this armor. You're going to need to put this armor on." You know, by putting it there, everyone will be thinking that's the armor we.
I'm not sure what okay, I wasn't sure what I thought you might have got attacked by a koala at that point. I'm not certain. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened to Aussie. You still there?
Yeah. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Okay. Yeah, it sounded like you know there might have been a koala attack because they're silent when they attack. Silent killers.
Yeah, they drop bears. The drop bears. Yeah.
And they also don't they just by touching them you can get chlamydia, right?
I don't know. I don't touch koalas.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Somebody Google that for me. Just by touching a koala.
No.
Google it. See if I'm wrong. See if I'm wrong. But yeah, you know, let's check it out. I was just afraid.
I personally don't want to know if you're right on that one.
So,
And I wasn't saying inappropriate contact. Just contact.
so how's everyone feeling? I mean, are y'all excited for Pillage and the raid? Are you like freaking out? What do you think?
I'm excited for new targets, new challenge rather than the boring that it's become. But I just worry about the damage output they do. The rest can adapt for.
Okay, I looked it up.
I knew it. I tried to change the subject.
It says koalas are struck by a different strain of the disease from which affects humans. Although it seems humans can catch the koala version through exposure to an infected animal's urine.
Urine. Okay. Okay.
So unless you're peed on by one, I think you should be right.
Well, unless they pee on themselves, you know.
Oh,
Whatever.
yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Just don't drink Foster's.
Well, that's actually made in Canada for the U.S. Yeah, just so everybody knows that Foster's that you get in the U.S. is actually brewed in Canada. At least it used to be. I doubt it's, because shipping beer all that way that's expensive. So, I don't know. Do we have much more on
Koalas?
on catching sexually transmitted diseases from koalas, or how that
You brought it up.
how that may impact your beer choices in the future. Okay, because we've gone over the hour, so it's I'm
Time for the after show.
end the show at this point on a high note. Everybody's gonna be like, "Hey, oh wow, I can get chlamydia from koala just wandering around." It seems most you, Aussie, because we're not going to run across that. So,
Well, it's not something I come in contact with on a daily basis. So
well,
that should be right.
at least it's an excuse that the wife is like, "Oh, I got chlamydia now." Oh no, that's a koala.
Yeah. I went down to the koala sanctuary on the weekend. That's what happened.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with that girl at the bar. No,
It just keeps going downhill.
So,
Dear.
I put the link in the right-hand side because, after an hour, the show sort of winds down, and I'm not sure we have a lot more to talk about. Unless anybody has anything that we feel that we need to cover, we can do a lot of speculation on what these things are going to be. And we've been complaining about the lack of forthrightness, the lack of ability to understand how we're supposed to build with strategy for a while. the Praetorian is the poster child for this. Where we have like a couple of specials and the weapons, and we're beyond that. We haven't seen the targets. They've been around for months. What are we supposed to do? I don't mean to complain. I'm just seeing if anybody's,
Well, I agree. They're not communicating with us very well. They're not. They keep so many. I don't want to say secrets, but the path in front of us is dark.
There's a lot of information control that's going on.
Yeah, they control a lot of information. So we don't know what's going on. We don't know what to do. We don't know where to spend our time. We don't know where to spend our money. And we don't want to wait till the last minute to find these things out.
All we're getting,
yeah,
what we are getting is something dropped and then go, oops, that wasn't supposed to be released yet. We'll take that away from you now. Hang on. So yeah, they keep throwing another carrot at us, dangling another carrot.
I'm still wondering what's going on at Ozzy's house.
What are you talking about?
You sound like you're on the verge of bursting out of laughter I can't figure out why.
No?
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
There's nothing in the room I'm in had the ceiling replaced, so there's actually nothing in here, so it echoes a bit.
No. It just sounded like you had I could be wrong. It just sounded like you had a huge smile on your face with whatever you were saying. It wasn't negative in any way. It was just maybe I was reaching too much. It's all good.
For koalas.
Yeah. Oh my!
Just a koala.
You had to bring the koala back in again for later.
Yeah.
I was going to say, he's probably imagining all the tourists at the Koala Zoo petting them and that.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
All right. I think it's time for the
I'm
after
just going to be
show.
quiet.
You think it'll get better
I'm going
then?
to mute myself. There you go. I
No.
laugh all by myself now.
Oh, you just wanted him to hit the button so that
So it's not, yeah.
public.
I think you went to get another beer.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Wow.
What's his address? I'm going to post a couple of koalas to him. Animal control might get them at the border.
Just send him a urine.
Yeah, just the urine, yeah.
Send them some Fosters.
In a beer bottle.
Yeah.
When I made that comment about Foster's, I got a PM immediately. That's what I'm drinking right now. I just finished one.
I've never even seen it.
And?
I just
100%.
buddy.
Yeah, it's 100% koala piss. You didn't know that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's actually good. I've had it before.
So you like koala piss? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, why not, man? I drink Corona too. That's what's that? The Mexican piss or something they say? It's all the same.
You know, it's going to be PMs coming everywhere in a minute.
Yeah.
I like Yingling. That's my beer. Choice.
I just had that for the first time last night. I liked it.
It's good. Especially
I thought it was Chinese beer.
it's been around. It's American beer. Been around a long time.
But doesn't it
really
sound
good.
Chinese?
It does. It does sound, yeah. But it isn't.
My beer is whichever one's on sale.
There we go. Yeah, whichever one's on sale at the time, yeah. And closest to the door.
He has very controlled taste.
I usually drink wine or mixed drinks, but, a bike week, you got to drink beer.
Well, I tend to lean more toward the Canadian beers.
There's no sucking up to Kickside.
Yeah.
Or I have to agree with him, though.
I mean, I've always said only two good things ever come out of Canada. Alcohol and hockey.
Now Battle Pirates.
And Jeff.
Like I said, only two good things.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
You know what I miss? Remember when Larry used to be on the show? at the beginning of every episode, he would show a beer. Be the beer of the week.
Yeah.
We should get Happy to start showing us his beer.
No, Mike needs to do that. Mike's getting all the imported shit. You want to see Mike's
Yeah.
beer? Mike could be. Mike. No, I'm for real.
Yeah.
No, I
Used to
know.
drink.
Yeah, Mike. Can you have a mic, Mike?
Mike could
Mike.
be the
Mike.
showcase the beer of the week or the beer of the night.
Oh, the craft beer is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
We need someone with a button.
yeah, Happy.
Yeah, he's not here. he's probably falling asleep.
He went to look for a koala.
Yeah. Well, he did say about ending the show, and then he left.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. I just want to see how you guys are going to do with the, koala.
Yeah. With the koala.
Yeah, or whatever, as far as any tips and tricks on bounty or the build on your,
No,
Actually, has anyone noticed? Because I've been hitting the 95. What are they called? The Draconian Mega Convoys.
Mhm.
My Nemesis. The first. I don't know what ship. The square ship with all the weapons on it. Whatever that thing's called. The first one on the right-hand side won't die until I kill the second one. It shoots it, and then it'll stop shooting that, and then it'll shoot something that's further away. Then it will go back to that one. But while it's shooting the second one, all my missiles retarget, go across all the way across the screen, and kill the furthest one as weapons.
it's odd. I haven't hit it with no.
I know.
I've been autoing it, so I don't really.
Yeah. No, I watch it, and the missiles retarget and go right across the screen, go from the top, 3/4 of the way on the right-hand side of the screen, all the way down to the bottom, and kill all the weapons on the bottom one.
Okay. Go ahead, Ben.
My wife did an SSRB yesterday,
Okay.
and I watched her, the skirmish side, and above her fleet, it said her name.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Like her
Her
base.
base name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Base name, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't, because there was a weird thing years back where you could actually figure out people's Facebook names from certain
Okay.
that broke through. I was just clarifying that was a base name, not the.
No, it was
Yeah,
her base name
Okay.
right above her.
Yeah, I have noticed that actually.
Mhm.
I wonder if they slipped that in during the.
I mean, that would fix that problem with, like you were saying the other day, with the colouring of the
Shipwrecks.
how much damage you're taking.
Yeah.
And things
Yeah.
like that.
Might be part of the whole shipwreck solution. Yeah.
I just
Yeah, but I
have-
did notice. I didn't actually notice on what target I was in when it did it. But yeah, it does say your name above it.
I just thought of something.
And also, it gives you your U rating as well on it. I noticed.
You rating?
Your
Yeah,
upgrade
I've seen
rating.
that. Yeah.
Who's you rating around here? Hopefully, it's not a
The
koala.
koala. Yeah, back to the koala again.
I'm sorry. Jeff,
Oh,
what were you
dear.
about to say?
Oh, I just thought of something about the good old Fire Brat or whatever it's called now.
Hang on.
It's oppressive.
I'm still gonna call it a fire brat.
Me too.
Better name.
We should
All
petition
we need
it.
is one person in our alliances to build it theoretically, and everybody else could build the flag or whatever. Maybe that would be a good.
Dude, it's one ship. Come on.
Well, we don't know how. Yeah, we're asked to build it during the raid. So,
Yeah, it'll be like a 33-day build. So by the time your actual raid cycle comes around, you got it.
but even if it's like a really short build, like an 8-day build in the middle of the raid, that's still a lot. I think that's a big ask. To have that done in the middle of the raid.
have 10 days of tokens and the rate and the prizes, and then so we can be able to build it for free as long as we get the points to get the prizes and the tokens. And
Yeah, if you
boom,
haven't spent
done.
them- if you haven't spent them all to get your silverfish up to snuff to do the rest of it, and your flag, you're still going to have all that shit left after you've built the flag that's going to come out a week before the raid.
And I've never seen a single ship prep ever. I mean, one ship that can survive long enough to and works fast enough. You just sit there for 10 minutes hitting a turret because they can't hit you back or something. Like, it seems like it wanted you to go in with a fleet of those, followed by a fleet of the other.
Well, they said one ship, and there hasn't been a ship to rule them all ever. So
yeah, one ship going in and prepping. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
It could work kind of like the Ghost Crawler Kraken.
Not prepping. One ship in the fleet of the whole fleet, and then you park the whole fleet, and then you send that one ship in to prep out that one target, and then you send the rest of the fleet in to take out the rest of the target.
Yeah. No, it's all possibilities. It's all speculation. And it's good speculation as far as what everybody's doing, as far as it could do this, it could do that. But at the end of the day, we're going into a 2-raid cycle where we don't know if we have the technology. We don't really know the interactions that are going to occur. There's so many unknowns associated with this that I'm not going to bark out, do this, do that. I'm like, Kixeye, why don't we have this stuff earlier so we can make a cogent plan on how to proceed and attack these targets, as opposed to just, High Lord saying one thing, Ozzy saying another, Jeff saying another. I'm not sure all of you said anything. I'm just throwing that as an example. As far as this is what we're supposed to make decisions on, days and days of build time in order to build a fleet that's going to make sense for a very, very short cycle. I don't know. Rank it. Maybe it doesn't need to be ranked. Who knows? I have no idea. Just answering your Big Texas Roller question. So now we got Aussie twice. The second one doesn't have chlamydia. So
oh shit! Watch out.
So I think we can probably proceed to the after show unless we have anything else to say. We've been going on.
Oh, I have one question. I noticed on the interceptors. I mean, I only have the one, but whatever. I noticed they have a VXP ranking. Is there a way to get those ranked in VXP, or no? That's just a false number.
They don't have VXP. Yeah, they're max.
I didn't think so. So why the fuck does it show a number? That's just goofy.
Well,
somebody put that in there.
Is it a VXP number? How can it? You mean in your docs?
No, on the deal. No, I don't. No, on the ones for sale, it shows VXP 0. Why even put VXP there? You know what I mean?
VXP 0, but yeah, you can. What do you? Oh, that's a whole different question. What are they selling?
They're selling the 2 interceptor fleets. One for like, I don't know, $250, and one for like $350 or something. For 3 of them.
They're probably copy pasted out of something. I see it too on the time limited offer.
Yeah.
They're showing the interceptors with the VXP rank of 0, which is meaningless.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It means there's no VXP because VXP is not, relative, like Lady Cat says. So, Cuttlefish is asking, is anybody planning on upgrading Silverfish?
Maybe if I ever finish building them.
Well, we got to know what the upgrade. I mean, it depends how much it costs, what's it going to take. I mean, there's a million different variables in there.
Out there, and they're actually important upgrades. It's just
I actually got 3 of them to U1 already. So
okay. So at least you didn't get it to U3, which is impossible. Somebody can say that. Oh no. I'm sorry. That was the
interceptor.
The interceptors, yeah. So Alrighty. Well, let's proceed to the after show, and I'll put the link out there one last time in case anybody would like to join. And
You can enter.
yep, we will see you all on Wednesday, if not before. I promised that maybe there was going to be some show in between, but there hasn't really been a reason to do it. So thanks everybody for showing up, and both in chat and in the in our little group here on YouTube.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
night.
Later, people.